Hi everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, I got myself a package in the mail. But what could it be?
Welcome to Bonsai Acres.
Welcome everyone into the plant room on a beautiful fall evening where the moon will be full tonight, which means a lot of crazy activity tomorrow at school. But I have an activity tonight that is really exciting. An unboxing. I know you'll love these, so let's get right to it. So here we are with another box opening. And what could it be? And isn't this the most exciting thing you could ever do on a full moon night? Let's just open it up. Wasn't that nice and quick? Okay, so my friends at RainPoint have contacted me again about a great new product. It's the indoor auto drip irrigation kit. Now I want to say up front that RainPoint has not given me a single penny for any of the videos I've made for them. Now we've done 2 previous videos you can check up there at some of the links in the descriptions down below for the past RainPoint products that I have, taken a peek at, tried and used. And I've been using them in my green frame, the PSGF, and I also use them in the yard for sprinklers all this past summer with the 2-zone sprinkling system. It's been working fantastic. Go check those videos out, okay? But right now, let's do a quick open of this thing and see what in the world it is. And there we have it. Nicely compact in nice packaging and ready for my perusal. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at an indoor automatic drip system. So you all know that I'm in a brand new plant room and I go up to Bonsai Acres a lot, and I can be gone for days at a time. And one of the things I try to promote with newcomers to bonsai, those that don't have a big yard, that you can go ahead and get yourself a ficus, or you can get yourself a Portulacaria afra. You can get yourself even a Chinese elm, which people can bring indoors. But what do you do when you're gone, like on a big vacation? Maybe Thanksgiving coming up here soon. You're gonna be gone, go visiting family. Do you bring your tree with you? Probably not. You're gonna be gone. That's the point. You're gone. Well, this system hopefully can take care of you. We have zip ties, we have anchors, we have power, we have some more, these are what's gonna feed the water based on my irrigation system in the PSGF. This is gonna provide the drips into the plant with the hosing right here. We even have a filter here. Look at the filter. Oh, that's awesome. It's gonna keep out maybe some of the sediments. Okay, and then we have the hub right here. So the RainPoint, and we have, oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff here that's gonna take me a while to take a peek at. But we have on and off, mighty important. We have how often, we have how long, and we have start time, and we have set clock. Boy, I have some research to do. Upon first inspection, I appear to have all the parts, and I think the power cord is what I should start with and get this thing juiced up if it's not already pre-juiced. All right, so it has about a 3-foot cord there, so a nice long cord. Of course, you can always get some extensions to make it go a little bit longer. It says that it's 735 and it's off. And the battery is juicing up right now, and there's a little water symbol on there, so fantastic. You know when you get new products and they have this nice shield over to keep it protected? It's never gonna be this perfect again, but I just love this very smooth. Yeah, sparkly brand new. So let's quickly play with a couple of buttons to see what happens. Right now we're in the off position. It's at 7:40 at night. We've got a blinking battery up there at the top with water, and no water is on going through the system right now. Let's turn it on. Oh, look at all those fun numbers, huh? Next time is 18 minutes away, which would be about 8 o'clock, which is right there. It's gonna run for 2 minutes, and it's gonna do that every 8 hours. So it's gonna run for 2 minutes, and then it's gonna water in 8 hours. Now, I might make mine 12 hours, I might make it 24 hours, I could make it maybe 36, we'll see. But let's go see how often. Boom, how often? It blinks. Well, let's do every Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after pushing the button like crazy, this is every 15 days. So it goes from 12 to 24 hours, and I could go up to 2 days. And in here in the plant room, I go every 2 to 3 days. I would leave it at 2 days. Okay, it should stop blinking. Okay, well, maybe I'll just leave it there and go, how long? There we go. How long? We're gonna let it go for, let's say, 5 minutes. Okay, doesn't stop blinking when I hit okay, but that's okay. The start time is 8 o'clock. Now let's see what happens here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So right now this is in military time. Let's go to 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and we'll just leave it at 10:00. All right, let's set the clock. Ooh, I have 24 hours. We probably can go to 12 hours. 24 hours. Let's do 12 hours. We're at approximately 6:26 p.m. and there's our time. Off, 6:26 p.m., no water is on, the battery's still recharging. The lack of water shows a water shortage indicator. So with our current settings, it's set to go on at 10 a.m. every day. It's 6:26, so in about 15 hours, it's gonna go on. It's gonna be on for 5 minutes. It's gonna go on every 2 days. Let's look at this button right here. This button is the manual watering button. So if I come home from work and I just want to water and see how things are going or test it out, I'm gonna hit that button and it's gonna water. And it's gonna be on for 20 seconds. Right now it's set for 20 seconds. There you go. So if I go ahead and hit okay, you can hear it's on, but there's no water in there. So we're gonna turn it off. There we go. Push the button, turns it off. On, okay, off. As often is the case with RainPoint, very simple instructions. And there's no network here, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no worry about any of that mechanical stuff. It's just a timer built in. It's gonna go on and off when you tell it to. The RainPoint Indoor Auto Drip Irrigation Kit. Perfect for a balcony, perfect for indoors. We're gonna grab our tube here and put the filter on because we wanna get no sediment in this water. So we just stick the 4mm tube. There's 3mm and 4mm. The 4mm will send the water throughout the system. It's gonna take it up from my one side of my sink, then it's gonna go into the machine. We'll hook it up later. Then when it comes out of the machine, it has to come out of this and it has to go into this regulator here. Now we only want the water to flow one direction, and so we don't want it to siphon backwards or cause any problems that way. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this hose on here. This will come out of the machine, and this again regulates the flow to go that way. We have a filter that's gonna go in the sink. That's gonna collect our water. This is coming out of the system and it's got a flow here. It's gonna only go this way and it's gonna trap the water so we don't have any siphoning going on the way out. And then I made this really small because I haven't measured any system out for my plant area yet. I just wanna see if this is gonna work. It's plugged in, it's powered up, there's water there through the filter. We should get water out here when we turn this on. So if we quickly review, on here, if we hit this button up here, it'll be a manual water turn on. So we're gonna turn it on, and it's flashing 20 seconds. And if I hit okay, water should suck up. And there we go. The system is operational. So for 20 seconds, this water is coming out of the sink, through the filter, in here, through this tube, and watering my trees. Now, this is way too much water to water my trees, but it's a drip system. So now we have to connect this into some kind of pattern. There we go, we hit 20 seconds. When this goes to all of my, say, 6 plants that I'll try this with out for my test, I'll put it up to a couple of plants, and then we'll see if it works with the drip system. We're going to connect the micro drip emitter to the end of the pipe for each branch to provide targeted watering at the base of each plant. This goes into the pot, this goes into the soil, and this is where the water comes in and feeds from the main system. So this slides on right here. Now these are very pliable plastics here, so we're going to go very carefully here and get this all the way pushed in to the stop point. Now there is a stop point right about there, which is about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch from this. This will stick into the pot right there, and the water will slowly drip down into the system right there. So I have this set up, but now I've got to design a system to see how long I want these, how many I want of these, for how many plants I will be watering with this test run. Now, the biggest challenge of any drip system is where's it all going to be and how's it all going to be connected. So I believe the zip ties I'm going to be able to tie to trunks of trees and keep things okay. But I want it all to be on these really nice top boot trays, very thick in case any water spills. It's going to be holding a lot of water before any issues. And of course, when it does run out of water source, if the 5-gallon bucket runs out of water, it does shut off automatically, which is a fantastic feature. So we have tiger bark, we have Brazilian rain tree, we have the Melina, we have the acacia, and we have the tamarind plant. And we're gonna put tubes in here and hook it all up. Now, this is gonna take a bit of time. I'm gonna maybe film some of it and show it to you in a little bit of cuts and splices, but let's see if I can get a system here, and I'll probably put the water over here somewhere, maybe on a chair right here. We'll look at the directions and see how high and low the water has to be for it to get up to this level and water my trees. I've successfully zip tied all of the water spouts into their new trees. Now I swapped this one out for the tamarind because the tamarind was a little bit too tall. I didn't make these quite big enough. But this has got water going to it. This has got water. This right here, the BRT, and we have the tiger bark right there. So not pushed in terribly far, but I think far enough to get those go ahead and watered. Now I've got too many trees in here, don't want to mess with the placement of there, so I just have this chair right here with this bucket of water. I don't have a 5-gallon pail with me here in the plant room right now, so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna lean this up. I wanna make sure that this stays in the water, so I'm gonna put this right here so it has right there and leans on there. Okay, so the filter is inside the water and here's the pump right here. Now as I pull back, I can go ahead and hit my power button here. We're gonna go for 2 minutes on here and hit OK. Water's coming in. Water is dripping up there. Water looks like it's probably going into this one. It's a little bit loose right here. Let's go ahead and tighten that one up a little bit. There we go. A little bit of drip there, a little bit of drip there, and a little bit of a drip there, but it's not shooting upward, which is really good. So water is going to all of those. This one's the only questionable one. Let's go ahead and lift it up. Yep, there's water coming out of that one. Now, I would imagine we would have to play a little bit with the placement of these. I've also considered if this is a bigger pot, I might want to have on this side and have one on this side, because is this going to be enough to get through the whole pot? It will saturate. It's like when you soak your pots into water. If you have it like water up about an inch or two and the water is going to soak up and get all the rocks wet, I would imagine we're going to get a good amount of water throughout this over a given amount of time. In the next couple of days, I'm going to go ahead and put this on for a good couple of minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes on one of my plants or a clean bonsai pot of soil. Now it'll be new soil and not compacted, but I want to see how much water stays in all of the soil throughout the whole pot. So I'm going to run that experiment and I'll come back with some results. So we have successfully put up the new system. I'm pretty excited. We've got a thing of water. It's on for a 2-minute span right here. It's getting water into each of these that I have. And now, the bigger bin you have, probably the better for any possible spillage of water. But right now, it's looking really, really good. The trays are really deep if anything goes haywire. But the system is up and operational and working, and we just have to give it a test or two. So the water just shut off now, so there we go. I can set times on here, and we're gonna monitor this and give it a good test for y'all, okay? I just set the automatic, or rather the manual setting for 5 minutes. And it's been running for 5 minutes. We've got 1, 0, and there we go. They shut off. So I had these running for about 5 minutes in the 5 test pots. And so here's what I'm going to do. I let them go for 5 minutes. I do see a lot of water in the tray. So it went through the pot and into the tray, which will provide a lot of humidity for this area for the next 24 hours plus. But how much stayed in the pot with the bonsai soil? All pots that have been soiled up a year ago at least, so it's not real fresh soil, very loose. Mostly to small to medium size. And what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna rip all those apart, but this guy, I had a little issue with this year. This is the one that grew like gangbusters after I thought it was dead. So I really want to take a look at the root structure anyway. I won't cut anything because of the stress to the tree, but as you can see, it continues to push out growth. So it's kind of healthy. It's okay. But I want to go ahead and I want to go through this soil with a chopstick, and we're going to see how much the moisture kind of hung around that pot and it kind of spread around and didn't just fall out the holes. Because my concern with fresh bonsai soil is that it's going to go right through to the bottom and not very much of the pot's going to be watered. So that might be one thing to consider. But keep in mind, if you have to go for a couple of days and be away from your trees, this is always going to be better than nothing. Now, you could also perhaps tilt your pot. If you tilted your pot this way and put it here, it's going to run down that way. And if it is going in there for a long time, water will soak to the other rocks. If it's a slow enough drip, it's going to slowly spread around to the other rocks. Just might not get all the way to the tippy top, all the way around the trees. So we're going to take this one down next and unattach it from the hose here, the drip system. We're going to put that up there, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little surgery on this guy and see how much that drip in 5 minutes, after 2 minutes this morning, by the way, 2 minutes this morning, 5 minutes now. Let's see how much moisture is in this pot through and through. At first look, everything looks really quite wet. I'm very impressed. This is all wet soil. So the water entered the pot in a very narrow area, but it really did seem to circle around and soak up in all the area. That's really quite nice. I'm a little shocked and very impressed that it did that. Now, again, this is a pot that's been broken down for a year or two, and so there's some broken down soil, and so yeah, when you water something, it's going to spread through to those areas and kind of get those more compacted, kind of broken down dirt almost, if you will, because it's more like a soil, like a dirt than the rocks when it breaks down, that yeah, the water's just going to kind of work its way around. I'm going to go ahead and repot that off camera. I just want to come over here and take a little peek with the chopstick here on a couple of these other trees. Now this one's angled slightly this way, and this side is all wet way up on the surface. This third of the tree is wet, so that is good. But I might have to work on maybe putting a little bit of a lean on this one like this, and the water could drain down when it waters, you know, something like that. It looks a little bit drier on this side, but you know, there is wet soil. There's definitely wet soil over here, just not as much in this corner, so that looks pretty good too. This one got really wet down below. I could see the water coming through, and yeah, there's wet soil. It's just showing some wet soil throughout all of that one. And how about this one? Certainly wet right there. And it looks a little wet over there too, not too bad. This is a flatter pot, but it looks really good and wet. And this last one, I'm going to step way in front of the camera now here real quick. Really wet there on that side. So there you go, 2 minutes this morning, 5 minutes today. This one is wet, this one is pretty wet except for this corner. This one shows some good moisture through and through. It's really laying flat, by the way. This one's a little bit crooked, so I would want to straighten that out a little bit to get the best chance of more moisture going in there. And this one's pretty straight too, but it didn't quite get up to this corner yet. But a lot of good watering. So again, I'm not going to recommend that we use a system like this for our only bonsai watering. This is for when you're going to go out of town for a 3+ day weekend. You're going to give it that shot of moisture in the middle of your trip, and it's going to keep your trees really happy. Now, I only have 5 of 10 set up, so I could do 5 more trees here, maybe forest, and have everything on the top row watered while I'm gone. What do I do with the rest of these? Well, that's for another episode. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to set up the timer here so I can go ahead and water these when I'm gone tomorrow. Tomorrow after work, I'm going up to Bonsai Acres. I'm going to come back on Saturday. I'm going to turn the water on different trees. I'm going to move these around and get different trees, and I'm going to try this and see if it gets it wet for when I see it on Saturday. And I'll set it so it waters on Saturday morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll see if it turns on by itself and does the watering. So we'll do that next and wrap up this review of the new RainPoint system, this indoor drip water irrigation system. So far, it's working really good. It's going to go on in 14 hours for the trees it's in now, at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be on for 5 minutes. It's going to happen every day. So I'm going to leave this on right now, and on Saturday morning, and I come back from the Bonsai Acres property, we'll see how those trees do. It's Saturday morning, a little after 8 o'clock. Now, I was going to be at Bonsai Acres for the overnight, but I decided to come home last night. I wasn't feeling 100%. I wanted to just be in my own bed. And got into the shower today, came out, and lo and behold, at 8 o'clock, guess what went on? Yes. So we have the indoor auto drip irrigation kit from RainPoint, and it worked. The 5 pots are moist. Water was coming out as on cue. We got a nice puddle of water down in here from the excess water. So it was set for 5 minutes, and it's now set to go on again in another 23 hours if I leave it on. So RainPoint has sent me another really top quality product. And there you have it. A quick review. Now, only used a little bit of time, so I will be using this throughout the course of the winter time when I'm gone for the weekend up at Bonsai Acres, or I'm just going to try it and test it out, and we're going to see. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now so we don't start any water up when I don't want to. And fantastic. Thanks to RainPoint for sending me this wonderful system, the indoor auto drip irrigation kit, and made for indoors. So you could use it outdoors, maybe under cover in your garage. You could use it in your greenhouse if you have one. I suppose you could even use it in a cold frame, dare I say, if it doesn't get below freezing. I could have this up at the cold frame and it would go off every 14th day, every 12th day. So it's past a week, but not quite 14. I wouldn't trust that probably with a cold frame situation as much as here, that I know I could check more often. But who knows? It worked perfectly. So everything was wonderful. And my biggest concern was going to be if those wands were going to put the water in and spread out through the pot. And it seems to have spread out through the pot that I tested out earlier. And everything seems to be really good. So, as always, this isn't just for me. Now, again, I'm not getting any money for this, but they sent me this to try out and to share with all my bonsai friends. So if you are watching and this is something you might want to try, well, you also can get a wonderful discount. So thanks to RainPoint for that. Take advantage of the 25% discount by putting Dave's Bonsai in the coupon code on the website. Check the description below for the link to RainPoint and get 25% when you put in Dave's Bonsai for the coupon code. We'll keep an eye on things here in the plant room. Thanks for watching. Hey, take care of you, take care of your bonsai, and we will catch you on the next one.
Welcome to Bonsai Acres.